All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Super Easy Forex. And so I want to kind of talk to this really is for the team, for the people who's already on the team, but just for general knowledge, I want to kind of share this with my trading people all over the world, whether you're part of the Super Easy Forex family or not. I just want to get everybody prepared for the trading week ahead. There's some things that I normally do that I strongly suggest that you do as well. One of the things that I strongly, and I wrote some notes, so I'm just going to go over my notes with you guys. One of the things you don't want to do, and I know today is Sunday, and I think it's the 16th or 17th, something 18th, whatever it is. Okay, it don't matter. Point is, it's Sunday. A lot of people are preparing to jump right into the market the moment it opens today, okay, as a new trading week. I'm recommending to you, now you can do whatever you want to do because it's your trading account, so forth, fine. But I'm strongly recommending to you, don't do that. Number one, at the beginning of the trading week, when the market first opened, the spreads are ridiculously wide, okay? Ridiculous. As a matter of fact, when I used to trade stocks and options, we used to call it amateur hour. Amateur hour means only the amateurs would jump in and just quickly try to, oh, it's the 19th, thank you. Only amateurs would jump in and try to, start taking trades the moment the market opens, okay? That's not a wise thing to do, okay? It's just really not wise. The banks are not involved just yet. The markets are not moving just yet. And so that's the reason why we used to call it amateur hour, okay? Because only amateurs would jump in as soon as the market opens. So I'm going to give some general advice, but also a little bit of this advice is for the hundreds and hundreds of people who's already part of the Super Easy Forex family. So here's my advice to you. Don't jump into the market today. If you don't, do what you want. I'm not jumping in the market today. Okay. I do look at my charts, especially for my swing trades. I'm looking at potential setups. I'm seeing what's going on and stuff like that, but I'm not ready to jump into the market. Okay. The other thing I'm doing is, and I've already done it because it only takes minutes. And team, you should know this already. You should know this. But a little piece of advice for those who are not part of the Super Easy Forex family, and I really don't care, it's fine, no problem. I want to bless you anyway. One of the reasons why your system or whatever you're using to take trades may be working against you is because oftentimes what you're not doing is paying attention to the time or the environment in which the trade setup is taking place. In other words, you need to take your time, okay? The first thing that I do is I always take a look at the week ahead to see what news events are coming out on that pair. Okay, if there is big news events like last week, and I don't know what the results are, but on the Australian dollar, okay, the Australian dollar, it's blurring up. I don't know why. Got this expensive phone and it still blurs. Anyway, the Australian dollar had plenty of nice setups on it, but at the end of the day, what happened was it still acted a fool for a lot of people. Why? Because the Australian dollar on Saturday, this past Saturday, had elections. So all week long, the pair was jumpy. So it wasn't wise to sit there and take a lot of trades on the Australian dollar. If you've seen the setup and it kind of worked for you, you scalped it, cool, no problem. But just to sit there and just think, okay, this thing is going to do this, X, Y, Z, it did not respect trend lines. It don't respect your methodology. It don't care about whatever method you use. It's not going to necessarily respect it, not because your setup was wrong or whatever tools you're using. It's not about that. Sometimes it's just the environment. In other words, what's going on in that country has a lot to do with whether the pair is going to act according to normal structure, or price action or not. Sometimes that's what is going on. So what I would advise you to do is before you take your trade, which I instruct my team to do, you always want to know what's going on with that pair. Not only what's going to happen for the next news event that's possibly going to happen, but just take a few minutes. It's only like 5 minutes worth of work or less. Just open up a mobile app, and I'm not going to say which one because I'm not endorsing any. My team, I do tell them a couple of them that I like to use, but there are many apps out there that give you the calendar news events for the entire week. You can go right in, take a look at it, and then go from there. And you'll know what's going on with that pair, whether you even want to fool with it or not. Because if they have major news coming out or something like that, that pair may be jumpy all week long and you're losing money simply because nobody ever told you don't only look for your setup, but also look for the impact of that news event. And if it's really major and it's 2 or 3 days out or a couple of days out, that pair may just be jumpy for the next several days. because they don't know what the outcome of that, whatever announcement is going to be, such as interest rate news, NFP kind of things, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Okay. So that's just a piece of advice. Let me go to the next thing. This is more for my trading family. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in there now. I really want you guys to hear me good. Okay. You know, we offer 3 core strategies with our system. Okay. You know what the 3 core strategies are. The videos are on the website. They're also posted in the Telegram link. I really want you to take your time and go through them again to find out which one actually will be a good fit for your lifestyle. Because some people can sit in front of the charts and spend time in front of the charts. Well, that means the now later may work better for you. Okay. But if not, maybe the swing trade method or the Stairmaster may work better for you if you have to work long hours or you have to be away for a few days. I personally, like for me, I like to go on vacations. Me and my wife, I just like to spend time with her. So therefore, if I'm on vacation, I'm not going to use the now later strategy because it requires me to be what? In front of the charts. I don't want to be in front of the charts. I want to go on vacation and come back with money. You get what I'm saying? So you want to go back through those 3 core lessons and find out which one will be the best fit for you, and make sure that you're paying attention, taking notes, because it's really simple. It's not complicated. Every single one of our strategies are extremely simple, but you don't need to, and here's the key, don't try to master all of them. You don't need to. Okay, that's why I would prefer stay away from trading today and just invest a little bit of time into your knowledge. So what I need you to do is to just go back through them and look at which one would possibly fit your work lifestyle or whatever it is that you do for now. Now, eventually, as your profit margins grow, you may want to switch to another one that's more convenient or whatever. But in the meantime, just find the one that you believe will work best for your schedule now, and then focus on that one and that one only for the whole week. Okay, period. Don't even look for other things. Just look for that, okay? That's the reason why we developed those 3 core strategies, to make sure that everybody who came on board had something that can fit your particular current lifestyle, okay? Until you can get where you want to be financially, like several of us in the group are, okay? Where we can make a decision what we want to do with our time. And if I want to sit in front of my charts, you know, and by the way, it was a bonus strategy that your other instructor in the trade rooms, because we do, and those who don't know, we do offer live trade room sessions for our students to make absolutely sure that we're being hands-on with them, to make sure that they're learning. So we don't just give you a bunch of tools and say, have at it and do your thing. No, we actually provide trading rooms in the evenings and also during the US session, to make sure that they can come in, ask questions, look at charts with us, go over different things, so you're learning, okay? Because we're trying to develop independent traders. Therefore, Ms. Jenny, your other instructor, came out, and Mr. Irving also came out with a video last week on how to get those scalping, those 10 pips from your phone using the system, okay? Make sure you go back and look at that. We have our 3 core strategies plus the bonus one. So in case you can't be on your computer at all, you can use your mobile phone. So there's no reason why people cannot make money in the market. We're giving you many different ways to do it using one simple tool that we provide with our trading platform, okay? So just go back and spend the time and find out, okay, this one works for me. No, this one I'm gonna hold off on, okay? Do that. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. There's something that I always do, and I want to leave you guys with this, okay? You know, a lot of hecklers and people come on the channel and they try to, you know, disturb things. And then I told you guys, I learned what the pattern was. They'll come on, say something negative, blah, blah, blah. And then a day or two later, there's a bunch of people piling in. One person will post a comment, oh yeah, this was some great results and blah, blah, blah. And then they'll get 10 people to comment on it to make it look authentic. And then I put a link, they're scammers, right? So I started blocking that crap. But here's my point. The point is, I already know when a person is not serious. Because in my years of trading, long before I got into the Forex market, even in the stock market and options, I can always tell a professional from an amateur. You want to know how I knew? Professional traders and people who are aspiring to be professionals, they did not ever waste time worrying about what somebody else was doing. Not one time. What they did was exactly what I'm going to suggest to you to do today. I did it this morning. We had a family member who flew into town, dropped them off at the airport. On the way to the airport, here's what professional people do. They're mentally developing themselves. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, watch this. One of the richest men in the world spends at least 5 to 8 hours a day reading books. Does it sound like he's on other people's channels trying to find out what they're doing and trying to call them fakes or this and that? Or is he developing his thinking because he's a professional? They're rich for a reason. Successful people are successful for a reason. Watch this. What I did was I listened to two things, one on the way to the airport and one on the way back. On the way to the airport, and I'm going to post a link to it, John Maxwell is one of my favorite authors, and he wrote a book called Failing Forward. Some of you guys have felt like you failed in life so many times, including in trading, and you're not realizing that that's part of the process to success. Every endeavor I went into, including my huge real estate business career that I was in, I would failed all along the way, but I failed forward and became financially free every time, every single time. It's always the same pattern. So you have to see failure as your friend, not as an obstacle to kick you back and say you can't make it. And that's how I know people who's not serious about success, because they don't take the time to develop their thinking. They're too busy worried about what somebody else is doing, right? I don't want you to be that way. I want you to be a professional student, professional study. Who is that who's over Microsoft? Bill Gates. Bill Gates spends hours reading books and studying. Ty Lopez, another guy I admire, he reads a book a day, and they're millionaires. Successful people develop their own thinking and they mind their own business. I don't have time to be on other people's channels trying to find out whether they're this and that. That is really none of my business, because at the end of the day, I don't pay my bills based off of what they do. I pay my bills off of what I do. Does that make sense? So here's why I'm saying this, loved one. Okay, watch this. What I want you to do, I'm going to post an audio book, because a lot of times, if you don't have time to read an actual paper copy book, it's okay. YouTube is wonderful, or audio Vox, or any one of those. What you want to do is spend a few dollars. But if you, like for me, I have a YouTube channel and I pay their subscription, and it's only $9 or $10 a month. But what it allows me to do is to listen to things without, watch this. It allows me to listen to audio books without commercials. So while I'm driving, I'm constantly developing my thinking. So what I did was, with this particular one, it's called Failing Forward. I'm going to post a link to the YouTube so that you can actually listen to it while you're on your way to work. Did you know when I was working, and this is serious, I'm just being honest with you guys. Honestly, when I was working and trying to learn Forex at the same time, I did whatever had to be done until I was able to do what I wanted to do. One of the things I do and did then, and I still do to this day, when I'm in my car becomes my classroom time. I create my own education. I don't have to always go to school for this. I create my own education. How I do that is because I'm always got an audio book of some sort playing. I got some kind of message playing. So I'm always developing my thinking so I can keep my mind positive, even when people are attacking me, saying this and that, even when I'm doubting or whatever it is. I know how to refresh my thinking because I'm always working on my thinking process. Do you see what I'm saying? That is how you become a professional who gets to the goals that you personally are working on. That's how you can tell ignorant people from those who are really serious. That's how you can tell procrastinators from those who are serious, because they spend so much time wondering what other people are doing, but they never are willing to read a book. They're not willing to listen to audiobooks. They're not developing their thinking. They're just always cracking jokes or trying to manipulate or trying to do whatever they're trying to do. Professionals, we don't have time for that, because I can't pay my bills off of what other people are doing or doing foolish things. Is that making sense, loved one? Okay, and I'm just trying to help some people. Now, again, you can do whatever the heck you want, but you keep saying, people say, I want to be, I get hit up all the time. I want to be a professional trader. And you think it's just about a system. It is not just about a system. It's about your preparation of looking at the news events and also preparing your mind. Because not every trade is going to work in your favor. So if you lose a trade, how do you react? Do you react like a professional who knows, hey, no problem? Guess what? At the end of the day, I'm going to calculate my overall total pips. And as long as I'm in surplus at the end of the week or at the end of the month, however you choose to do your plan, that's fine. You don't even trip. It's not that big a deal. Why? Because you've been reading and you've been studying on what professional people do. You see what I'm saying? You ain't over there just looking at what everybody's comments are. You working on your own thinking, because at the end of the day, your family is dependent on your thinking. Your family is dependent upon what you think in your head. So therefore, you got to work this mind, and you got to keep talking to yourself and encouraging yourself and saying, I can do this. I can be successful. And how do you do that? By plugging into different successful people, listening to what they do. And for me, if you want, people say, well, I just want to be like you. Okay, I'm telling you what I do. Okay. I dedicate my car, my drive time. I'm always listening to books. And it doesn't matter how much money I got. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with how much money I have. But it has to do with my peace of mind and how I got the money. See how much I have, and that's another thing. People are always trying to find out, well, show me how much, show me your real account. That is none of your business. I'm never going to do that. I don't know if you live around the corner and trying to figure out how much money I got and trying to rob me. I ain't gonna do that. That ain't none of your business. But here's the thing, loved one. One thing you will know, I got my freedom. I can do what I want when I feel like doing it. You feel what I'm saying? How did I get there? Because I studied. I became a student. I was humble. I asked for help. And then when they told me what to do, I did what they told me to do. I didn't come up with excuses. If they said to read a book, even if I didn't think it had nothing to do with trading, if that's what they said to do, that's what they're going to do. I'm going to read this book from cover to cover. I'm going to show I'm dedicated to what I really want out of life. So loved one, here's what I'm going to suggest to you. I gave you some things that you can do instead of running to the charts, trying to figure out and do this and that and marking up. Hey, if your thing is to mark up charts on Sunday, I ain't got no problem with that. No big deal. No problem. Whatever your method is cool. But I'm just telling you, one of the things you need to add on to your repertoire is number one, make absolutely sure that you are checking the news events for the week. And there are many, many apps out there where you can check the whole calendar of events for the week. And you'll know in advance whether you even need to waste your time marking up that particular chart or not. Whether your indicator system, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. You really need to just know in advance. And number two, start listening to audiobooks and learning from professionals. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. And when your life is changed, here's the beautiful part about it, loved one, I'll leave you be. When your life is changed here, your whole family's life will feel the impact. Your whole family. Everybody around you will be in a more positive, better life because you took the time to take this advice and you just simply listened to an audiobook. You took the time to study. And you humbled yourself. Instead of looking for a quick fix, you humbled yourself and said, I'm ready to be a professional. Are you hearing what I'm saying, loved one? All right, I love you guys. Team, I love you guys. I will see you guys in class on Tuesday. I'm looking forward to some wonderful things. I'm actually working on some more things behind the scenes for you guys. And you guys, I know, I'm always working on something for you. I love y'all. And then Miss Jenny's class, you'll see her in her class on Tuesday. Make absolutely sure she is a freaking beast. Oh my God, I listen to her. Listen, I run my own classroom, but I still listen to her recordings as well. And oh my gosh, she's a beast. As a matter of fact, I have a meeting with her tomorrow. Wonderful person. So again, you have all this help available. Just make sure that you're utilizing it. But again, just do your due diligence and you'll find the success you're looking for, okay? All right, family, have a great weekend. Love you guys. Take care of your families. And I'll see you, those who's in Super Easy Forex. Oh, by the way, if you did want to join Super Easy Forex, again, I'm not telling you, please do or don't do it. I don't care. Not that big of a deal. But if you did, then just go to supereasyforex.com. Super, 2 letters, E and Z, supereasyforex.com. You can sign up right there on the website and you'll be creating your own username and password at the same time. So the minute you purchase our system, then go right back in, log right back in with the username and password you created, and you can get started right now. Because I'm telling you, I'm out of the office. I'm just doing this one on Sunday because I love y'all, but I'm finna go hang out with my wife. Any emails that you send, I will respond to them on next week when I'm back in the office. But today, I just wanted to do something because I love you guys and I want to encourage you on what I do to prep for the week. Okay, because I already see some pretty good setups, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna jump into them today. I'm just gonna ride it out, make sure it's cool. It's Sunday. I ain't got to rush. Plus, I don't like taking time away from my family to go look at charts because I know a lot of successful people. And let me say that this is really important. I'll never forget I was in this business. Okay, and this is just an extra thing because I'm telling you, I do speaking engagements, and I'm telling you, this is one of the worst things I see. And I'll never forget I was involved in this business, and it wasn't even trading. It was another type of business. And they kind of saw my potential, and this was years ago. They saw my potential before I became anybody. And they ended up having me working with the top people in this company. And I mean, on a personal basis, I had their phone number, they had mine. Cool. It was real big. And I mean, when I say this is big, you talking about a dude who owned his own helicopter just to hang out with his family. You hear me? Big money. Okay. But here's what happened. I noticed that when I first started working with these people, and some of you guys, maybe you need to hear this. Okay. When I first started working with these people, I noticed that they were all talking about their family like I was talking about mine. But the longer I work with them, I notice something. Because I pay attention to stuff. I started noticing they was talking less and less about their family. And that concerned me. But I ain't say nothing, I'm just working with them, they helping me to come up in the business and this and that, no problem. The longer I work with them, I noticed, because it was two of them. One of them ended up going through a divorce. Now he owned a mansion in Arizona, had a lot of money, very, very successful in the company. Everybody in that company knew who he was. And I worked directly with him. I felt honored. But then I noticed we was having a conversation meeting and the guy said, oh, I'm going through a divorce and blah, blah, blah. So now that helicopter and that fancy mansion couldn't even share with his family. The next guy, who I was working with as well, had a conversation with him, a one-on-one, and he said, oh yeah, I'm down here in Arizona hanging out with so-and-so. I ain't gonna say their names. He said, I'm hanging out here with so-and-so. I was like, oh, okay, cool. He said, yeah, I'll probably be spending some time down here. Okay, you got a family. Why would you be spending time? I mean, going down there for a business trip, I understand, but why are you spending time? Eventually, I found out he was going through a divorce. What is my point? My point is that a lot of people, especially in this Forex business, in this trading business, I appreciate, I promise you, I appreciate your dedication to being on them charts, and trying to figure things out. I appreciate that. I do. I did it 4.5 years straight, 7 days a week, never took a day off. My wife will tell you. That's why if you're trying to hit me up during the weekends, please don't bother me. I have nothing to do with it. I have people who will respond, but they're going to let you know that I'm not available. Why? Because my family, they was patient. And if my wife didn't believe in me, that's why I don't give a darn about what people say about me. My wife believed in me. And she was patient, but I put her through too much time alone. It was too much. 4.5 years straight, 7 days a week, I never took off. And if I didn't stop, God knows I probably have a testimony like those guys where I lost my family just so I can make some money in the Forex market. And when I did a speaking engagement one time in front of a room full of entrepreneurs, I never forget this. They thought I was going to talk about real estate, restaurant business, because I used to own a restaurant, I used to own a daycare, I used to own a lot of businesses. Right? A lot of different ones. I can go down the road. And I owned a lot of businesses, made a lot of money. And they thought I was going to give them advice on how to improve their business. And I walked right in there and I did an entire presentation on how many entrepreneurs lost their family because they were so busy trying to chase the financial dream until the people who they claimed they were developing and chasing the dream for got left in the background. And that was their families. And their families took a hit until they just couldn't take being neglected no more. And this happens all the time in the Forex world. So family, spend an hour or two on today, do your due diligence, but after that, get away. Don't sit on them charts. Don't keep studying. Just go spend time with your family. Let them know that they are still important. And let them know that, hey, this dream that I'm working on is cool, but it really is for you. And I'm not going to put the dream before you. Do you know some of your family, some of your kids and stuff like that, you think you have to do all this and that for them? Well, in essence, did you know that a lot of times your kids don't give a darn about another toy or another coat or jacket? What they want is your time. And if you ain't careful, they'll be growed up on you. And then they just resent you because they'll feel like you've always spent time with your business or with the charts or whatever, and you never spend time with them. And the very people who you said you was doing it for will hate you. Don't be that person, okay? All right, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go on a lunch date with my wife. I just want to share a little bit of wisdom and knowledge for those who is aspiring to be full-time traders. This is what life looks like. Full-time doesn't mean full-time for me. That's the whole point, especially with Super Easy Forex. My job takes me about 15 minutes a day when I'm personally trading. When I'm running the trade room, that's different. I spend those couple of hours with my family. I call it my trade family. I spend those couple of hours with you guys, you know that, okay? On the trading days, I'm in the markets with you guys, you know, I give it 110%. I'm always straight up and straightforward with you. But when I'm not there, it is about my family. Don't expect me to respond to your emails and all this stuff. And I've said that before, and I'm gonna continue to say it. I have persons who respond on my behalf, but if you don't like their answer, then that's on you. Because again, I'm telling you, I'm not available on these weekends. And weekends for me is Friday through Sunday, okay? Because I don't trade on Fridays and I don't trade on Sundays. So those are included in my weekends too. My family comes first. I ain't playing that. I'm not losing my family just over no charts. And especially not over no business. That's why I tell people all the time, whether you sign up or not, I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. I'm not chasing and losing family just trying to build a business. Because long after I don't want to do business no more, period, at all, and I just want to retire, guess what? I still want to have a family. So I'm not going to sacrifice my family for people. And for those who's trying to be an inspiring entrepreneur, you better hear what I'm saying. This is probably the best video you ever heard. Ain't had nothing to do with charts, but you probably need to hear this. You better be careful. I'm telling you, out of all the people who get divorced, especially in the United States, and I'm a certified life coach, okay? Out of all the people who get divorced in that category of divorces, the highest rate of divorces happens with entrepreneurs. And you say you want to work for yourself. Okay, don't say I didn't warn you. Make sure you balance it out.